is usually one of those things that we think about as a scientific principle. It's something that we see in nonfiction a lot. We see it in scientific processes where one thing causes another. But I want to focus on cause and effect in literature. Cause and effect is absolutely necessary to a good story. In fact, one of the easiest ways to tell a good story from a bad story is that bad stories don't seem to follow a logical cause and effect. Think about a book or a movie where you've been upset at a character because you've been asking questions like, why would they do that? That's not a normal way to react. Why didn't they just do this? If cause and effect doesn't follow logically, you don't have a good story and you don't have a solid plot. Plot, as we all hopefully learned in middle school, is the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution of a story. But what we mean when we say that a movie or a story or a novel does not have a good plot is because it doesn't follow a logical cause and effect throughout the entire story. For instance, in the exposition of The Fault in Our Stars, you have Hazel, who is forced by her mother to go to a cancer support group, who meets Augustus, who finds him attractive. It is a natural cause and effect that they're going to hang out next. And from hanging out next, they begin to develop feelings for each other, logical cause and effect, and they start dating, another logical cause and effect. Of course, because there has to be conflict, because without conflict there's no rising action, you have the difficulty of them being in a relationship but realizing that both of them could easily die from cancer. You have the conflict of them hunting down the author that she wants to speak to. You have the conflict of Augustus's cancer returning. And these logical cause and effect sequences add up. Characters make decisions that you believe that they actually would until you get to the climax where Augustus dies and you have the climax of the story. You then have the natural mourning period that she has afterwards as a logical descending action that ultimately leads to the resolution where she comes to some sort of peace about the death of somebody so close to her. The story only works because we can empathize with the characters and we could say, yes, in this situation, I would probably make the same decision. It helps us relate to the protagonist and it moves the story forward. If she made a decision that seems completely irrational or not connected to her character in any way, we would say this doesn't make logical sense. This is a terrible plot, and the exposition would not lead into the rising action, the climax, the resolution that a normal story would. Without cause and effect, there is no plot, and without plot, there is no good story. Even with a heftier book like Lord of the Rings, cause and effect still is crucial to the moving and the plot of the story. It's all action and reaction. It is all cause and effect. Even going back before Lord of the Rings, if Gandalf had never shown up at Bilbo's house and forced him to go on this journey where he finds the ring, which ultimately forces Frodo to make a decision in order to go and destroy the ring, all of these things cause more things, which cause more things, and the cause and effect goes on and on and on, escalating the conflict until we reach the climax of the story. So will most of your test questions on cause and effect be about scientific processes or social systems? Yes, probably. But I want you to be aware that cause and effect is absolutely essential to fiction because it's the basis of it. Without cause and effect, there is no story.